Eldrigu Namaskara. A very good evening to one and all present here. Idli, vade, sambar, kesribat, pizza, burger, what not. We know the best place to go and have this particular food. Right? Don't we know the best place to have this particular food? And the same way, we also know the best place to take any guy if he has any kind of emergency. If it may be our own relatives, if it may be our own friends, or any stranger. If it is in our own area, we know where to take him and which is the best hospital to get the people the right treatment. The same way, we all can picturize the best place where we throw garbage near our house. I think that best place, I can see some people smiling. I think that best place came to your mind right in a fraction of a second. The same way, let us all think that the best place to throw garbage is nowhere else, it is right in front of your house, where this garbage dump is also a best place for people who stay 3-4 roads next to your house. All the people, they come there just to dump garbage right in front of your house. Talking to you or knowing you is the second thing, but they consider this as the best place. Now, what do you guys do if that is the best place for all those people? Do we ignore? No, we can't ignore because this is right in front of our own house. We can't really ignore that and take the smell or whatever things which comes from that particular place. We complain. Yes, we do complain. But whom do we complain? Do we go out there and complain it to the right people? I don't think so. We have a discussion with the neighbors about why is this happening right in front of my house? Why is this not happening 2 roads apart? Why is it that people are coming here not to talk to me but to throw their garbage right in front of my house? You would have even blasted the Pora Karmika. Pora Karmikas are those people who come to pick up garbage from your doorstep. You would have even told them, hey, why is this not being managed? And we would have also made this one of the highlight discussion if any relatives come to our house. We have this discussion with them in our own house. Maybe the discussion may go about for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. You never know. We never stop blaming. We never stop complaining. But is the blaming or is the complaining reaching the right amount of people which it has to reach? The time which you are wasting in telling all these things or complaining about all these things, is it reaching the right amount of people? You're just wasting a lot of time telling this to your neighbors, telling this to your relatives. Even when you go out to any kind of function, if the topic turns to garbage, oh, my house, you should see in front of my house, and the conversation goes on and on and on. But when you go and reach to the right authority, that is when you get a solution. If you had put this particular time in telling it to the right people, then I think that is the right kind of solution. Isn't it? Anyone can shout out and tell me, isn't this a solution? Okay. Let me just go back and tell you the right amount of steps to be followed to go get this solution. All across India, if you consider, even if it's a city or even it's a small town, each city has wards, like what we call areas. Each city has wards, which is done by the municipality. In Bangalore, we have 198 wards, and we are today sitting in ward number 160. In each particular ward, there's a ward office. In this each particular ward office, there's a chief engineer, there's an executive engineer, there's an assistant executive engineer, who are mainly in charge of developing and improvising the ward. It may be the sewage problem or it may be the road construction. These are the people whom you need to be going there and complaining to. And then there is a senior health inspector, there is a junior health inspector who needs to be blamed about the garbage dump which has to be taken care of. Because these guys are responsible of taking care about the health of the area, keeping the area healthier and making it a better place for all of us. And then below the health inspector comes the supervisor. Again, depending upon the ward size, there are 3 or 4 supervisors in every ward. And below these 3 or 4 supervisors, there are 25 to 30 Paura Karmikas, who are the people who come to pick up garbage from your doorstep. And what are we doing? We are just complaining to the Paura Karmika. If the Paura Karmika is well built and very strong lady, she might tell it to the supervisor, and the things would be getting very smooth and things would go on, and she would have even get it done. But what happens after a week? What happens after 2 weeks? Again, it's the same. Because we are not connected with the right people. We are not connecting with the people whom we have to actually blame. Now, let us consider the present situation of Bangalore. What is really happening in Bangalore? What is the solid waste management system in Bangalore? It starts from nowhere. It starts from your own house, where we are so lazy, we just keep one particular bin and put all the waste into that particular bin. It may be a dry waste, it may be a wet waste, it may be a reject waste. What we do, we just put everything in one particular bin, which goes to the autos, which are being shown in the picture. And then from the autos, where does it go? It goes to the truck. Again, each ward has a truck point. There might be 3 or 4 trucks each ward. Again, it depends upon the ward size. Then where does it go? The amount of waste which you generated was like 500 grams every day. And then it mixed with the amount of waste of your whole area. And you can see the amount of truck being completely put with complete all mixed waste. And then from the truck, where does it go? From the truck, it goes to these kinds of landfills where Paura Karmikas, they have to pick it from their own hands. From their bare hands, they have to pick the garbage which can be recycled, which can be reused. They take it from that particular place. Isn't this inhuman, people? Isn't this inhuman? So what should we do? We should start segregating the waste at source. Just keep 2 particular bins. Just keep 3 particular bins, because 3 is not at all necessary, because the amount of reject waste which we generate is very small. You can keep 2 bins and 1 small place where you can put the reject waste in and start segregating the waste. And how to get started? How I got it started? And why did I start? From a small kid, I wanted to do something for my society. Again, why? Why did I start? I grew up in an environment where I met some people who always wanted to go out and get there once they are done with their degree. All they wanted to do is leave India, go out to different countries and settle there and start making their own company or making money and backstabbing the city. Again, I'm not telling everyone. There are a few whom I came across, whom I personally know, started telling, why are you just get your degree done there and just come here and lead your happy life. They got everything from this particular place. And is that what we try to repay the place? Is that what we try to gift the place by backstabbing it? No. So this was one of the issues which really triggered me and told me, which used to always punch me by telling, take up this issue. Show these people that we Indians are possible of making changes right here. And then the second thing which really motivated me or pulled me into this was, we people, when we go to different countries, the moment we climb down or get down from the aeroplane, we are so adapted to the country's rules and regulations. Even if we are eating something, we make sure we go to the dustbin nearby and dump the thing, whichever it is. Hey, we are in so-and-so country. We have to be very good. That is actually very good. We are portraying as Indians in different countries. Amazing. People will be like, oh, these are Indians, man. They don't dump everywhere. But in the India, when they are back, again, is it a freedom where they can throw it wherever they want? And I personally stopped the guy and I literally asked him the moment he threw a packet down on the street, hey, why are you doing this? And the guy literally didn't even notice that he had actually dumped the thing on the floor. He was like, oh bro, I'm really sorry, I didn't even notice that. Is that something which we don't notice? And to give an example, in the same auditorium, I saw a lot of people drinking water bottles, and then the water bottle, once it's empty, it's been kept there itself. I did notice that. And we did change our places, but what about the water bottle? It's gone down somewhere below. Is it something which we can't notice? Is it so hard that we don't notice all these things? And that was the why reason why I started it and how I started it. And I'm going to tell you how you guys can start making things happen. We all have phone, and when I finished my PU, had a small phone and had a small group of friends whom I just sent a text saying, I want to do something, I want to give back something to my society. Will you guys join me? That was the first thing I told. And then after that, you meet two kinds of people. One are those people who are going to encourage you and be with you, and you're going to improvise your idea. And there are one more kind of people who discourage you. But don't run away from them. Don't run away from them. These are the people who are going to show you the right direction and tell you where you have to go. To give an example about this, about the major problem, once I started doing these kind of activities, I was personally a very passionate man, and I used to motivate a lot of people and take the volunteers to the spot fix or whatever we are trying to do. And we used to manually do it ourselves. Manually clean a particular place and dump it in one place and tell the authority to pick it up. And then later on, I got a name called as cleaner. Wherever I used to go, hey, this guy is a cleaner, man. If you have any issue, call this guy, he'll come and get your place clean. And then that's when the discouraging people told me that you're a cleaner. And that's when I really realized, okay, this guy is calling me a cleaner, so what should I do? What should my direction be so that this guy doesn't call me a cleaner? So that's when I realized we have to connect with the authority and get the place cleaned and get the place ready so that we people can give it a new look and give a complete gift to that particular place, improvising and beautifying the whole place. And then one more major problem which I personally faced was the government is not doing it, but these people, these NGO people are doing it. Just give them a call. These NGO people are going to turn up and they're going to do your job. And when we didn't pick up the call from any of the people, people started telling, hey, these NGO guys are not responding. Are these people responsible? What are they trying to do? They're just portraying they'll do that, they'll do this, they're not doing it. And that's when we realized we are not here to do this. We all should be doing this. So that's when we started communicating with the people and telling them that you localites should take the responsibilities. You localites should be the place where you take care about the particular things and not us. That's when we came up with this 8 steps, wherein if anyone calls us and tells us there are so and so things which is happening, the first thing which I tell them is, identify the place, whatever place it may be, whatever issue it may be which you're trying to face near your own locality. Identify it. Find out why is it happening, what is the main root cause of the problem. And then the next step is, again, both of people, encouraging people and discouraging people. Have a discussion with both of them. The encouraging people is going to improvise your idea, the people who's going to join you. And the third step is have a meeting and discuss about how you're going to go it about. And what are the things you need from the authority. Make a list of the things. And then make a list of the things where what you want to give to the society. And then the fourth step is, which is the very important step, involving the authority, telling the authority that you are doing such and so things and you need their help for so and so things. Be very specific and be very clear, because these guys are getting paid to do this particular work. And why don't we demand what we want? That's what the 4 steps says. Tell them whatever you want to do and what is that issue which really is to be taken care of. The 5th step, it is that particular day you guys are all teamed up, and that's when the authority comes and gets the place cleaned and all those things. The 6th step is when you people teaming up beautify or give the complete new look to that particular place or any issue, solving the issue. And then the 6th step, which is very important, localites, the people who stay across that particular spot or the people who are actually facing problem in that location, involve those people. Tell them about what you're trying to do. Pull them into this particular place. Show them the authority. Show them the people whom they have to blame. And they'll do the remaining work. They'll start blaming them. Once they know their face, once they're connected, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. They'll start blaming. Hey, I tried to come that day to meet you, but you're not there. That's when everything starts giving a solution to that. And last but not the least, the 8th step, the final step, have a monthly visit or a weekly visit, and also create a WhatsApp group adding the people who are trying to complain. Complain, I think, are the people who are trying to bring change. And also add the authority in one WhatsApp group. And then there you go. You have people who complain and they have met the right people whom they have to complain. And you don't have to do anything again there. And then coming to the name Catalyst. Catalyst is an amazing word. It says everything. You don't really have to, when you hear the word catalyst, it's like, oh my God. The definition of catalyst says that it is a substance which increases the rate of chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent change. The substance here is the idea which you're planning to do, is the thing which you're planning to improvise, to improve, and then increase the amount of people who are going to team up with you and who are going to be with you no matter what, who are going to improvise your idea, who are going to be there to improvise your idea. And then rate the idea with the amount of people who discourage you. Have a talk with them, tell them about your idea, but make sure you don't get a lot of discouraging where you end up your passion, end up your idea. And then the next is the chemical reaction, the restructuring, the reshaping of your idea, the concentrating on the right direction where you want to go. It's nothing but the chemical reaction. And then without itself undergoing, without making your passion go anywhere, the permanent change, the permanent thing should be your basement. The passion should be your foundation for whatever you're trying to do. And then the last thing which you get is the change which you really achieve, which you want to do, where you involve the people. All kinds of people will definitely be with you to achieve it. And then the last line which I would like to tell you guys is that be the catalyst and work in synergy with the locals and the government. And there you go, you're going to achieve your goal in like no time. Thank you so much for having me here.